evening, everybody, and welcome to Velocity Live, heard right here exclusively on VelocityLive.com. I'm your host, Paul Verderosa, and unlike last week, we're not in the Oak Room. What room are we in tonight?
Tonight's the Crystal Palace.
Tonight's the Crystal Palace, and John was the darling of the Crystal Palace early on. I'll have to fill you in about that and why he was in just a few moments. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's going to be an abbreviated version of the show. If you're living in the Northeast, you kind of know why. The weathermen are screaming snow, which means it's going to drizzle, but in the interest of safety, Velocity Live decided to do a shortened version tonight of our show. So I want to get right down to business. We got a lot to talk about, so much to do, so much to say. But first, let me introduce the cast and crew that are with me here tonight. On my left, welcome back.
Thank you.
Marissa is here tonight. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Glad you're back in the seat, ready to go.
I am so psyched to be back myself.
There you go, abbreviated version. Everybody's here. And the darling of the open house, which we'll get to in just a few minutes, is sitting across from me tonight. That's John Mulaney. Hello, sir.
That's me. Hello.
How are you?
I'm alive.
Why are you, so concerned? John has become, the engineer slash webmaster slash levels guy.
I was so unhappy with last week's audio disaster, as I call it.
John, you're starting to tighten up. You're talking very low and keeping that monotone. It's like when you met Jill Nicolini with us that time. And you're like, hey, I'm John.
I'm me.
Exactly. And sitting at the boards is our producer, Melissa. And hello, and how are you?
Hello. Fabulous.
We're sharing a mic once again.
Oh, boy. That's okay. We're rubbing elbows tonight.
Does anybody know, before we get started, what happened to the fourth mic? I know we're in a crunch for time tonight, but what happened
It's kind of like wild, though. You look hard to find it. It takes you forever, but eventually it'll happen.
And I was excited because Becky was here until she left, and I was like, oh, good, the fourth mic will be here. And then Becky left.
Becky was here until she left. Wow. I'm glad you put that out.
But then I was like, all right, we'll have no problem. The fourth mic will be here.
Let me guess,
We're ready to
when
go.
you lose something, you find it in the last place you looked?
Maybe. I don't know. It's going to snow. Did I tell everybody that? Oh.
There you go.
Oh. The open house is over. We're coming to you a little bit late here on the East Coast because tonight was the open house here at the... What room is this?
The Crystal Room.
The Crystal Cafe room here in the beautiful CSB building in Westbury, Long Island. And John was the darling of the open house early on.
What do you mean? Earlier when I was on the grass, or...?
No, before that. Well, first, he comes in like he owns the place. Never went to the school.
Right.
One of the only people in the room who never went to the school. And John comes in.
Who else is here?
One of the only people who didn't go. You know what? I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm fine. Go ahead.
Where are you going now, man? The lights are back on. You got to stay. You can't go. You can't leave the room.
That was. Let there be lights.
When I walk away from the mic, the lights come back on. That's all right. I have the computer screen illuminating me. No, so John is the only person in the room.
Why? Because I told some kid's father that his son should take his freaking hat off his head.
Well, no. First of all, John came in like he owned the place, talking about, every person who walked through the doors, trying to sell the place to everybody. Then he's critiquing the people as they're on TV going... He actually did tell some kid, take your hat off.
Well, good. This kid shouldn't have his hat on.
But John's logic wasn't for it to look good on camera.
Oh, well, what was it?
He was going to go bald.
Wait, what was this?
The hat on your head thing is no good because eventually it drives men bald.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I tell you, all the guys...
too much testosterone did
No,
that.
it's got nothing to do with it. It's a fallacy. Well, maybe, I don't know. We'll have to check into that one later. But I know that all the guys I went to school with...
John literally sat there and told the kid. The father actually... What's funny is John didn't even know that... You didn't know that was that kid's father, did you?
His father agreed with me.
John was sitting there talking to this guy. He's watching him on the TV. He goes, oh man, kid's got to lose the hat. All of a sudden the guy goes... I know, I've been telling him that for years. And John was like, oh, I didn't know it was his old man.
But all the guys I went to school with who used to wear hats every single day were all bald before they hit 30.
Too much testosterone.
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think women got too much testosterone nowadays.
All right. In the middle of the open house, John looks at me, and I'm just like, all right, let's go take a walk.
Yeah.
Now we leave the beautiful building to go to Starbucks. This is an adventure with John.
Frappuccino.
Are you hyper from that?
Wait. Did you walk or did you drive?
No, we walked.
That's funny because I thought about it. I said to myself, Is this going to be a typical Long Island maneuver? Are we going to try?
Did you even once see me reach for my keys?
No.
Because I was walking. I'm a city guy, born and raised in Queens. I mean, come on. I'm not going anywhere. I was going to walk. So we decide to leave the building and we decide to walk across the street. And what happens? John decides that he doesn't want to take the long way, so...
I walked across the grass. And the sign said...
Keep off the
grass.
You broke the law.
I'm breaking the law.
Breaking the law. But meanwhile, there's a courthouse right there. So you're probably like, look at me, I'm breaking the law.
No, we end up making jokes across, like, the whole property. Like, just saying, like, the owners of the building or, people from the school were going to be like, like, guess what? You were walking across the grass.
The best part is I'm such an ignorant coffee drinker. I expected a vanilla bean frappuccino to be warm or hot, not ice cold.
Well, all I wanted all day long was a hot chocolate.
It's 1 degree outside and I'm drinking ice cold.
All I wanted was a hot chocolate, but no, they can't make a regular hot chocolate.
No.
It has to be peppermint hot chocolate.
And they mocked you while they were doing it too. You want any marshmallow with that?
They're like, you want whipped cream? I'm like, listen, sweetheart, and it was a guy. I'm like, listen, sweetheart, make my goddamn hot chocolate because I'm hungry.
Watch your language.
Thirsty, whatever it is.
I got children at home.
Are they yours?
Thank God they're not.
Please. So we had an adventure, went to Starbucks, survived the open house.
How often do they do that here?
I have
Twice
no
a year?
idea.
No. They do it like every month and a half.
The doors are always open.
Right, this is a business. We want to, they want to bring them in.
Got to hook them and bait them, then throw out the ones that are no good.
There's something I want to get to you in just a minute. You know what? I'll get to you. Let's take care of you first. Another thing that happened while we were outside with the open house is we realized that since we're in a building where classes are held daily, nightly, whatever the case is, we learned tonight that John Mulaney, perpetual student at Hofstra, when he finally leaves, there's going to be a wing dedicated to him. Maybe a little statue be erected. You'd like that, right?
Actually, no. I really don't want to be associated with that school once I leave there.
Well, why don't you let the people know what the little...
Wait, don't you work for them?
Yeah.
I work for the school.
Why don't you fill people in on why it came to light that you disapprove of any classes being held in the afternoon?
Well, because you're supposed to be being prepared for a work world, not a party world, number one. All right? The school has decided that in their infinite wisdom that they're going to move all classes to between 1 in the afternoon and basically 10 o'clock at night. That's on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Tuesday and Thursday, classes are at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you get out of school at 11 o'clock on a Monday night, you go home, you do homework to 7:15 and go back to school. That's insane.
So, what are you doing?
So I decided, you know what, an education is the only thing in this country that you pay for whether you get it or not, so I decided not to pay Hofstra.
And?
I'm going to pay them in freaking pennies, man. 4,271 pounds in pennies.
If you do that, I will go with a mini disc recorder and a mic.
I got all kids lined up with fireman boots already filled with pennies. We're just going to dump them on the floor in the bursar in the registrar's office, and that'll be it.
But you said outside that you actually went to the dean.
Yeah, I had words to the dean about it. Yeah.
And told him that. I bet he was real thrilled with you. But then again, what dean probably doesn't know you?
I asked if he would send his own children to Hofstra, and he said no.
Listen, I am guilty. I'm not even a student of Hofstra, and I am guilty of breaking Hofstra law.
What did you do?
What did I do, John? That one
You did the biggest no-no of all.
That's right.
You stepped on a tulip.
No, I didn't. I pulled it out of the ground.
Yeah, there's two.
Blasphemy.
There's two things you don't do on the campus at Hofstra. One is screw with the cats, and the other one is screw with the tulips.
I wouldn't miss with the cats. I like the cats.
Yeah, well, when old man Hofstra died and donated the property to the university, one of the bylaws of his will was the cats had to be allowed to run free all over the campus.
Was he known as Old Man Hofstra?
I guess so. It's Old Man Hofstra.
It's like Old Man River. Right? Is that where we're going? So I did. I ripped the tulip out of the ground.
Yep.
I ripped a couple of them because I remember throwing them out Vinny's car window.
Oh, man.
Driving down that road.
They're listed.
That I wrote on the wall looking for my friend Kim.
Yeah.
Remember that?
They're listed on the Federal Registry of Arboretums. That's why they're so insane about the tulips and the flower beds.
That's punishable by a big fine, too. Didn't they have that up on the walls or something like that?
$100 fine per tulip. $100 per tulip.
Did I throw it out the window or I left it somewhere?
Yeah. I don't remember what you did. I think you threw it out the window.
Yeah, I threw it out the window.
Now what you need to do is you need to go back pull out a big patch of tulips and spout in the petals. Hofstra sucks.
Not even that. I think we should take the thing of tulips, see if we can steal a bunch, put them right here. Right next to me, so there's like flowers in the studio and stuff. I dig that. You just don't want to back yourself into a corner, so I'm not even going to get it.
With my luck, the entire administration of Hofstra will listen to this show.
They don't like you anyway.
Actually, the administration likes me. Professors don't like me.
I don't like a few of their professors. I
don't like most of them anyways, especially the ones that speak very little English. And I tell them that in class. Why are you in America teaching when you can't even speak English?
When are you getting out of there?
I'm supposed to walk in 12 days, December 22nd, 10 days, whatever it is.
That's when you're done, or you got to go back?
Well, I'm supposed to be done, but Hofstra practices recycling students and always tells the seniors that, hey, guess what? You didn't take this class that nobody knew about.
I didn't know recycling
all
was
of a sudden,
practice.
All of a sudden, 6 of your credits
No, it's
disappear.
9. It's 9.
Oh.
It's 9 in Hofstra. All of us because they can get you for that part-time at least $6 or $7 grand. One of my professors calls it recycling students. It's what they specialize in.
And this man works for you guys.
I work make a decent penny off them too.
God. And of course, you're breaking for the Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
I have no break. Do you have a break?
No.
No.
I'm actually starting
What
a
about
job.
Oh, you are? Well, let me find out if she's got a break and then I'll get back to it.
I have no breaks. I am going to Nashville, though, for New Year's.
That's cool.
I have to ride a mechanical bull.
Wait, who are you going to Nashville with?
Oh, sexy.
We want videotape of this.
I don't know how sexy it's going to be, actually. It's going to be me holding on for dear life and probably 3 sheets to the wind with a bunch of alcohol in me because it'll be New Year's and that's probably what it'll take to get me on a mechanical bull. But my little sister is in Tennessee. She's in Franklin, a little sleepy town. She's begged me, please come visit me. I want you to bring some fun. I said, only if we go to Nashville. And apparently my father wants to get a hotel room in Nashville now as well with my stepmother, so I'm going to get to see them drunk and hopefully get them on the mechanical.
Wow.
Nice.
Are you going to do the whole scenic tourist type thing there? Go to the Grand Ole Opry?
Been there, done that. I will tell you though, they have some beautiful Christmas displays and such.
I'm sure. Take lots of pictures.
Oh, there's this one hotel has like a gondola ride through it. I'm not even kidding you. And they can have that old
One hurricane in Tennessee could be gone. Man.
I'll go enjoy it. I'll take pictures.
Speaking of Nashville stuff, I was listening to the Rangers game on the way out here, the hockey game.
Yeah.
They were in Nashville
Oh yeah.
tonight. Trick Pony sang the national anthem.
Oh man.
Oh, you talk about brutal. And they went nuts for it, too, because it's a Nashville country thing, and it was brutal. They actually did a jazzed up version. It was one of those. It wasn't one of those organ type deals.
Oh yeah.
They got the bad organ behind them.
Organ players like
Yeah.
that, your 98-year-old grandmother.
Yeah, it's like, with blue hair sitting there, playing along in the national anthem. It was jazzed up.
They just had open tryouts at the Coliseum for people to sing the national anthem. I thought about going to do it.
You've heard me saying there's no hope.
Why the hell not, man?
There is no
Listen,
hope.
if Roseanne Barr can get a
It's bad enough. It's bad enough that I had many people who listened to the show last week, and thank you everyone for listening, that my Don Pardo was me.
I happen to have enjoyed that. When I went home, I listened to that about 100 times.
It made me giggle.
You got a great laugh out of it. You did.
I enjoyed the part where you just decided to say that you weren't going to do it anymore.
It was ridiculous. It sounded like me. You know how many people said that sounded like you? It didn't sound like Don. I've been working on it, and you know what? It still sounds like me.
And has our friend listened to it yet?
No, not that I know of. And if he has, then maybe he's just not saying
Let's get the
anything.
Manson lamps on now.
He still owes me a lot of money. Lot of money. He still owes me.
So what else is going on?
Well, I was supposed to have lunch with my hot teacher today.
No way.
I was supposed to.
And what happened with that?
Well, let's set this up for the two ladies in the room, because going way back when, in the early summer, we had a discussion on the old Velocity about if you ever had a hot teacher. Who was your hottest teacher that you ever had?
Gotcha.
And one of my hot teachers was my high school senior English teacher. She's not that much older than me, actually. I think she's about 7 years older than me. And, it wasn't that she was hot, but she was cute and, got along really well with her. And, of course, I did more stuff for her than I do for any teacher, even though I cut her class a lot. Whatever. But John and Kerry, who used to be on the show, found it very, very funny that I kept up a relationship with her long after I was done with high school.
Stalker.
No! Come on! You know.
Yeah, he stalked her ass. That's
Wow.
what he's not coming off like, oh, well, she was hot, but she was a really good
No, we
teacher.
never dated because she's married.
She's married, but she...
No, I'm not talking about that. You're all like, she was just such a really good teacher, and she was hot, and we just became friends. No, you stalked her ass because you wanted a little piece of that.
What high school kid at that time doesn't? I mean,
Yeah. You know what's funny? We had surveys to back that up, actually. I had a survey that said 84% of high school students, male or female, because it was an enclosed survey with male and female, said that they fantasized at least once about being with one of their teachers.
I know someone that married her teacher.
Really?
When she graduated, yeah.
Either one of
Graduated what, high school?
High school.
Really?
They started dating while she was a senior, and
And that was allowed?
no
Oh.
one knew about it.
What do you want? That one teacher married a 12-year-old kid. I mean, that wasn't allowed either.
Right, exactly. But then literally the day after graduation, they went to the Justice of the Peace, and then she's like, "Guess what? I'm pregnant."
Wow.
Did you have any teachers that you actually had some kind of infatuation over?
You know what? I gotta tell you. I mean, no, not that. I mean, if there was, I can't think of who it was. There were a couple of really good-looking student teachers.
Yeah.
But you know what the problem was that I was never attracted to the guinea type of man, and I mean they were pleasing to the eye, but they were very guinea-ish,
Yeah.
and that turned me off.
All right.
I don't know.
Because I was going
had
to say,
three
I was,
in high school.
pretty
What?
much through my experience, I always saw better-looking female teachers than I ever did see attractive or handsome men teachers.
No.
Uh-oh,
Here we go.
Melissa's got a story. Here we go.
No. All I have to say is in middle school, there was a shop teacher.
Middle school now.
Well,
How old were you? No.
Anyway,
Schoolgirls don't tell.
That's
all
right.
I can tell you is, as I was saying, shop class, because there was home economics or there was shop. And can I just tell you, nobody took home ec.
I did.
All the girls were in shop.
John's hot teacher came out of home ec.
Well, I'll tell you, our hot teacher was teaching shop.
Oh, I just got a flashback to my shop teacher.
Wow.
And pray tell, what was his name?
Mr. Barone.
Is he still alive? Because we're still trying to figure out if John's home ec teacher is alive from the 70s.
I'm sure he is. I hope he is alive because he was like in his probably mid 50s.
So now he's just old and disgruntled.
Exactly, and probably still missing fingers.
Well. Oh, man. Well.
Time to clean up.
Lost another one.
See, kids, this is why you want to be really careful.
Stay off the grass before playing with power tools.
Needless to say, I lost my lunch today.
You did.
Why? What happened?
We just didn't go.
Oh,
She canceled
so
on
you
me
didn't,
yesterday.
Oh, you didn't
I
throw
want
up,
to
right?
wait the last 3 minutes to use that line.
Yeah,
I lost my lunch.
I really haven't, I swear.
Sure.
But no, so she canceled on me, so next week we're going to go, which makes for a good Christmas present, I guess.
What does her husband say about you guys hanging out?
I don't think he cares. He never liked me, and even when I was with my ex-fiance and when the four of us used to go out, he never liked me, as far as I know. I could be lying, and he may
Is
very
he,
well like me.
is he intimidated by other men, or?
I don't know. I got 3 other words, too. I don't care. Me and Jen are friends.
I was going to say,
you know.
let's call him.
Me and Jen, maybe I can get him on the show one of these
How
weeks.
do you feel about him hanging out with your wife?
Well, it's not really, you make it sound like we go out and have this romantic candlelit type deal.
Listen, some men, it doesn't even have to be that much. Jealousy is such a nasty thing,
I don't know.
I mean, the idea some guys they lose it just in the fact that
We
you're talking to
usually
a man.
hang out, I don't know, once a month or once every 2 months or whatever the case is. It's harmless.
I mean, I went out with one woman. I mean, the idea of me looking at a woman in a shopping center deserved a frying pan being along at my head.
Yeah, but your experiences are not like none other compared to any.
Listen, she was pretty wild until the day the frying pan sale passed me. That was the day I left.
Where do you find these people?
Restaurants, diners.
If you see this man walking the streets of Long Island, stay away.
3 o'clock in the morning as a
away.
bartender is a pretty good time to pick up a girl.
And how many of them do you still talk to?
None.
None. Exactly.
None.
So, Grammys are just around the corner, too. Well, the nominations, anyway, came out. Did anybody take a look at them?
No.
No, you know what? I don't give a shit.
Wow.
Like, I really, you know what? I don't, because you've got people like Kanye West, who are the biggest freaking spoiled little bitch that's come past us in a very long time. And you know what? I don't care. And then there's Mariah Carey.
I actually got back into Mariah after Thanksgiving. She didn't do such a bad job singing at halftime. John agrees with me on that.
I said last week, I think she did great, but I think Sheryl Crow was better.
So do I. I think Sheryl Crow rocks.
Sheryl Crow sucks.
I tell you who I'm sick of.
Really? You didn't like Sheryl Crow at all during the football game?
It's the same football with they with the leaving. What I don't even remember what she played.
Oh, she played John, what did she play? She played that song she's singing now.
I don't know what song it was.
I don't know.
What I know is I cannot forgive her. Did she not do that cover of Sweet Child of Mine where she whined for like half the song? Oh my God, that was it. No forgiveness.
Mariah's back in the league.
Yeah, Mariah's back in front.
Mariah Carey has an amazing set of pipes on her. Okay, there's no question about that. You can say the same thing about Whitney Houston, even though she's got a lot. And then Christina Aguilera, whatever. I mean, I would never say that she is not talented. I think that she's just fucking crazy.
Think about Glitter.
I never saw the movie.
That was a horrible movie. But I tell you who I'm sick of. I'm sick of Bono. Totally sick of him.
Yeah, you said that last week.
He should really go back to being a prick. Totally tired of him. Tired of him with the whole Save the World act.
It's the whole goodwill, and anybody can be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. I could nominate you for a Nobel Peace
Would you?
Prize.
Let's see if we could get that done.
You want to try that?
Try it.
I'll go home tonight. I'll look into these, because I know anybody. It just takes only one or two people to actually endorse you, and that's all it takes.
Let's see if we could do it.
I want to endorse myself.
I want to push for me to be a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Wait, here's my question though.
Peace for what? If she doesn't keep
Philosophy Live, Nobel Peace Prize.
Is your problem with Bono is the fact that he's maybe so self-righteous that he feels like he can save the world? Or that he
I'm just tired of seeing his face.
counts incorrectly in his music?
I mean, come on. My sink is leaking. Is he going to come and fix it for me? I mean, he does every other goddamn thing. Let him come and fix it.
But all right, what's the lesser of two evils? Okay, I can understand how he can get annoying, but at least he's doing something. Unlike like Puffy Combs or Puff Diddy Daddy, whatever the fuck his name is, or Kanye West, who do nothing. Or Mariah Carey, who does nothing.
I'd rather have them sing. That's what they're
Or
built.
Madonna, who does nothing but spread pure evil.
Go ahead.
How does she do that?
Madonna?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's, in my personal opinion, Madonna has no talent whatsoever. Okay? She has a very good... Actually, she does have talent in the fact that she's an amazing businesswoman.
Right.
She knows how to work it. Everything she touches turns to gold.
Well, I mean, she sure as hell did shake her boobs and use her ass to get that far, too. I mean, she used sex. I mean, in her position, sex sold everything.
Oh, absolutely, in the beginning. And, with like a virgin, the whole entire thing.
Because I will agree with you that she's not that talented. I heard her original bed tracks before her first tape was ever done up in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
They were horrible.
She went through 3 Eventide harmonizers to even sound halfway decent. And that's a lot of money to make somebody sound good.
I think that she's probably definitely improved her vocals ability, but she's been doing this for how long? Like 20 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she's had coaches.
And she said, right, exactly.
It took her 5 years.
But she markets herself very, very well. She's constantly changing herself. She's a fucking genius.
Her talent is being a trend, like she sees when they're coming and she can set them by figuring out and feeling out what's about to come, and also using her business sense and not having any type of limit on what she will put out. Like basically not being able to sell out because she doesn't have anything that would be considered sell out for her.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I think you hit it. Good job, Melissa.
There you go. So, anyway, the normal cast of characters are up for Grammys. All the people you would think. Mariah Carey, Kanye West, we went through already. 50 Cent, Beyonce, Black Eyed Peas, Stevie Wonder even got 6.
Why does 50... I'm sorry. I want to know why 50 Cent deserves anything.
I'm not a 50 Cent.
Because he got shot, man.
Listen, in the first place, we live in a state where it's illegal. We have a thing called the Excuse me, not Manson. Yeah, got Vinny on the mind. We have the Berkowitz law, the Son of Sam law
Right.
in New York State, and it's illegal to use murder to make profit and gain. And that's all the rap industry does. I mean, let's be honest here. Guys like Sean Puffy Combs, 50 Cent, all these guys are nothing but lowlifes that have used other people's sadness and sorrow and sing about it in such a way that they think
I
there's
don't
some
agree
kind of...
with you with Puffy Combs though, because I don't like Puffy Combs, but I just think you're a little wrong on him because he's more of all he does is sample, and he's a good producer. He's not the one talking about gangbanging. The only time that he referenced death was when what's his name?
Yeah, but he's still providing an
Biggie or
avenue.
Tupac, yeah, Biggie.
He is still providing an avenue through his services
Absolutely.
for
You're right.
other low-life thugs to become rich
Wow.
in this country.
Look at you.
And that's out of line.
No, I agree with you 100%.
John's against the rap industry. Look at
I
that.
always have been, and you can thank Tipper Gore for the rap industry. It would not exist if it wasn't for Tipper Gore slamming Frank Zappa with her verbal harassment suits back in the 80s. She created the rap industry because the first thing that was done after she decided to put on you remember back about 15 years ago, you had to put the sticker on the albums to say, oh, this was an album containing graphic violence. Well, the minute she did that, the rap industry went out and made profane albums that were way over the top. And she gave birth to it with that act.
Thank you, Tipper Gore. John will be sending you a letter.
Yeah.
You want a letter writing campaign anymore?
No.
You gave that stuff up over the summer?
No, actually, I haven't given it up. It's been put on the side because too much work is on the table.
John used to write all these letters to anybody that he didn't like. God, what were you up to over the summer?
I don't know.
Newsday.
Newsday got a phone call the other morning. I actually said, we had the snowfall the other morning, and I had no newspaper.
Right.
So I'm outside looking around like a freaking St. Bernard bloodhound on the front lawn, sniffing around,
From the Milady compound.
trying to find a damn newspaper. It doesn't exist. I call Newsday up and I say, I can't even get a human being. I have to go push one.
Did you finally get someone?
Oh, put your address in. We'll deliver a new paper in 2 hours. No, I want to speak to a human being, please.
Well, I think Newsday is just... I won't have anything to do with Newsday after what they did with the firemen, the local firemen.
Oh, that was horrible. You saw that. That was bad.
My mother swears by Newsday.
Yeah, quickly,
I can't stand
Newsday did a 10-day article and pretty much tore every single volunteer fire department on Long Island down because 3 volunteer fire departments were living high on the hog, and they just ripped everybody apart, totally out of line.
Yeah.
These guys are willing to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to come to run and put the fire out, but Newsday wants to beat them up. So you know what? Anybody that works for Newsday shouldn't just have the house burns, let it burn.
There you go. I'm up for the Newsday plan. Burning.
And that would go up.
I'm liable to toast a marshmallow if I see it burning.
I really thought it was out of line. I mean,
It was disgusting.
It was in poor
It was
taste.
absolutely disgusting.
It was in poor taste. They victimized a lot of fire departments that do good. I mean, in the first place, people of Long Island should understand this. We pay the lowest fire insurance in the country because our volunteer fire departments are the best in the country. So you know what? If it costs me another $600 in taxes for the best fire department around to keep my house from burning in less than 3 minutes, so be it.
And you know what? Even so much more, forget about just your house burning. What happens when you get hit by a drunk driver or you slide on that ice and you go into... Who shows up first aside from the paramedics? The firemen are there also. They don't stop. They don't stop running around.
So I say, no more Newsday.
So did you cancel your subscription?
Oh no! I told the lady, "What am I, a freaking bloodhound? Got to find the newspaper. I want it on my front
Here's the
porch,
thing.
man."
See, John's not doing his place justice. This is like the Mulaney compound when you drive up to it. It's like the farm.
That's what we actually call it. The name is the farm.
I still, for years, have wanted to see picture documentation
Of the farm that was
the
next
farm.
door? I got pictures
the
around. I'll
stories
dig
I've
it
heard
out.
from this guy about the compound, but now the compound is decked out for the holiday season.
Oh, man.
When you come past
It looks
the
like my
Mulaney
brother-in-law held the lights out at the sidewalk and just threw them
We
onto the
drive
house.
back last Thursday night after the show, and I dropped John off. So I pull up, like, oh man, I forgot to talk about the Christmas lights. You had the whole Mulaney compound done up. I was like, oh man, it looks like shit, man. Who threw that stuff up? It does. It looks like a figure 8 with a snowman.
You saw something in it that I didn't even see, and I lived there.
But it's not even that it was done that way. It's just the lights were thrown up in the front of the house that way.
I've been meaning to ask my brother-in-law, what the hell did you do? Did you just walk out in front and
At
throw
least
the
you took down
crowd?
the big election day sign.
Maybe they were festive with the eggnog. Who knows?
No, I wish maybe.
Were they lit tonight when I came? I didn't even
The
know.
lights of the people putting them on.
Both.
Oh, they were late. They were on the timer. They go on at 4 and off at midnight.
Really?
Yeah.
So I didn't even notice. I guess I've become just so accustomed.
Listen, I stay on involved, man. You know.
No, you take care of
Otherwise-
that bunny in the yard. Don't you kid
I
yourself.
love that rabbit.
That was another scene last week in Petco was John couldn't find the 2-pound bag of bedding that he wanted.
Wait a minute, your rabbit's still outside right now?
Yeah, it's all right.
No, it's not. It's fucking cold out there.
Rabbits are good. Rabbits are good down to 10 and 0 degrees.
Your
and
rabbit's gonna freeze.
Nah.
Bunnies supposedly can handle that. I've had it. We were talking a lot
Yeah.
about bunnies. We're talking about animals in the cold. Did you guys see? I forget what paper it was. I saw it for 2 seconds because I was running around like a crazy woman today. But I saw this picture of a sleeping bear that was being pulled by
that
the
was
legs.
great. Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, this bear decided to hibernate under someone's porch. Could you imagine if that was your house?
Imagine little Timmy comes out for school.
That was in Langsford, Pennsylvania.
Mom,
or
there's a
somewhere in
bear under
Pennsylvania.
here. No, there's not.
Stop lying.
Daddy's gonna go get the shotgun and just.
There, they called Pennsylvania comes in. They're all prepared for my brother. My
That's a
brother's
big
got a
problem
house
in Jersey too.
Pennsylvania.
They're killing all the bears off, thinning the herd.
The problem is that the people in Pennsylvania have been hand feeding these bears for years.
Yeah,
The bears
yeah.
have no
Because
fear
they're
of
so
man.
cute and cuddly. Meanwhile, they'll rip your face off.
Yeah,
in the blink of an eye.
900 pounds of claw wielding death, man.
See, it's so stupid. People are like, "Oh, all I want to do is cuddle with it." Yeah, all
I
right.
was watching Discovery Channel the other night. Who was the idiot who wanted to go play in the desert with the lions? I was like, I can't wait till this lion. It's like that idiot who plays with the alligators. I hope to God he gets bitten one day, man.
You just want to see it happen on air.
Oh, I love that. I mean, who was his name? Steve something? Steve Irwin when he was holding
Yes,
his baby
yes,
up over
yes.
the out. I mean, that was as bad as Wacko Jacko holding his baby out of the building
Yeah,
that
it
night,
was.
man. I was like, this guy's an idiot. You know?
Complete moron.
Good lord, I can see you through this. Because the bunny's all settled.
Yeah, the bunny's cool, man.
Did he?
I still have issues with it. I'm sorry.
No. What I do is I filled the cage with Timothy hay, and she'll nest down into it. And between that and her fur, she's good down to. I mean, actually, from what I've read, and other people tell me, 5 degrees below zero. As long as she's out of the wind, I got a big tarp
I'm
around.
sorry. I just imagine the breath being like,
Now,
motherfucker.
I want you to know. I want you to know. If John didn't take care of this bunny would be dead.
I go out like 3 or 4 times.
sure
I change
you
her
do.
water. She gets room temperature water.
You've mentioned the bunny more than once, so I know you got mad love for the
My
bunny.
little putt. I love that thing.
John, that's the only thing that gives John unconditional love in this world.
The rest of the family can leave. Just leave.
John
the rabbit.
wouldn't change the bedding for the rest of the family. For the bunny, he's there.
Yeah.
He's taking
So
care of the
do
bunny.
lucky rabbit's feet like bother you?
No. As long as you don't cut them off live bunnies.
I just found a pair that
But a
I
friend
had.
of mine was a butcher, and I
Funny
drove
you
around for
mention that.
years with a sheep's tail on my car.
Well, we found out that a cruller could last on a car.
It's a Dunkin' Donuts Kreller at 70 miles an hour will hang on to the antenna for
And then
quite
it'll
some
snap off for after a little bit on the Southern State Parkway.
And like hit someone's car.
Well, John actually made mention of that because we do have that on video, which is stupid because like amateur video people, we're taping this whole thing too. Yeah, tape your crimes while you're at it, kids.
People
Remember
are throwing
that?
turkeys, we're throwing Krellers.
God, that was 5 years ago. That was before any tragedies would strike the
That
island.
was the night I puked on that cream cheese donut, whatever it was.
Oh, do you gotta do that with
Did you
the
get
puking
that on
and
Yes, that's on video too.
They gave me a cream, what was it, Krispy Kreme cream cheese
We were in the South Levittown Lanes parking lot after Jackpot Bowling, and we decided to hold the Donut Olympics with the leftover Krispy Kreme donuts that
Well,
were
of
there for
course.
hours.
What's she gonna do?
Oh, what else are you going to do at that time of night? So we had
Stupid
people throwing
grown
the
man
donuts for
tricks.
as far as they could go, measuring them and stuff. And John decides to eat a cream cheese donut that's been sitting there for the better part of 6 or 7 hours. So he threw it up right there,
Choice.
right then and there. And it was just as cold then, because wasn't that the night that I used the bat and I hit the ground and I missed?
Yeah.
And I couldn't feel my hands for like 25 minutes. So, it was very cold out. I had a bat in my hand. Melissa looks confused.
That was an interesting sound.
What did you do?
I don't know. I was trying to smash something with a bat because we were acting retarded. I mean, there was just
Well, yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts. And I went to hit the thing, and like an idiot, I missed.
and hit the ground.
And I hit the concrete, and it was like 10 degrees out with no gloves. Couldn't feel my hands for like 25 minutes in the car. John's like, don't worry about it, man. You'll feel them later. Like,
Just
like-
drive.
I'll come back.
I wasn't even driving. I was sitting in the back seat like somebody else was driving.
We're going to the diner with Jim.
So, we've got to go. I know. You're giving me the signal. Calm down. It takes time to outro and stuff like that. I know you're giving me the 5-minute signal. I understand. I know.
She's
Don't
saying,
worry.
hidey ho, hidey ho.
And it ended with the one finger salute saying that, once again, velocity is number one.
There you go.
No, but in all seriousness, we are kind of cutting it short tonight because of the impending weather. I'm banking.
And Marissa needs to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Let's see this week.
So she can cover the snow closing. Now, we want to take bets on how many schools are going to close because John doesn't think it's going to snow at all.
Right. Well, do you know how many schools closed last time, the other day?
Oh, it was ridiculous.
3.
That's why it's 8.
when nobody should have. That was nothing.
So John doesn't believe in this. You don't believe it's good. Now, if you live in the
Come on, the temperature.
tri-state area, or you're in, anywhere from Virginia to Northeast, you know it's going to snow.
The temperature
You're listening to
in
this
one
show.
day went from 80 to 17 in Dallas, but it's going to rain in New York,
But
man.
you have no doubt. So you think it's not going to snow at all.
It's Long Island, man. We're going to see snow on the North Shore, rain on the South Shore.
You're saying Mulaney compound, it's going to rain.
It'll probably start out as rain, then turn to snow, and we'll have like a bottom sheet of frozen crust.
So basically what happened last time.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a poll on this. Let's bet. Everybody pick it.
Let's bet.
I picked 8. Your turn. You said 0.
Well, oh, we're doing school
No, I
closings
didn't say
first.
zero. I was going to start off as rain,
I'm going to write this down.
and then it's going to turn to snow.
And we're all
I mean,
putting money into this one now.
Oh, is this how we're going?
Yeah, I need money for shopping.
Look
I
at this.
already told half my friends this afternoon who are like disabled and stuff. I got a friend of mine with MS. I called him and told him to go out shopping today, just in case it does get bad.
All right, so we're having a school closing bet here.
Yes.
Melissa's saying 8.
8.
How many schools are there?
On Long Island?
It's like hundreds, aren't
Yes.
It's almost.
But are we
There's
doing?
8 schools. That's it. They're all in their
No,
Wait, what are we doing? Hold it. Everybody, settle down. Shut up. No. All right.
It's the Frappuccino.
And she didn't even drink one.
kickboxing high.
Okay. All right. So now it's the actual number of schools that are going to close on Long Island. There are
Bravo.
thousands, and you're saying 8.
Yes, I am. You
But
pick a number.
it's got to be.
Stop arguing with me.
Is it
Pick
most?
your
No.
number.
No. Is it closest without being over?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the Price is Right. If you go over, you don't get the
What
show
did you get
showdown.
in one? Do you get everything?
No.
John, how many schools?
I say 437.
Stop. Come on, be serious. This is so bad. Come on.
Listen, I don't know what schools will close, but I can guarantee one thing. No matter how much snow falls, Hofstra University will not close.
Should we take a bet on that?
No, they never have, never
I'll bet
will.
with you because he ain't gonna bet. He's never gonna give a right answer on this.
Okay.
0.
You say 0?
It's not going to snow.
I told
You
you
were
his
saying
answer
0.
was 0. What's yours?
Me? Let me see. Last time 3 schools closed. So I'm going to go with 5.
Square root of 9.
Marissa goes 5. All right. I'm the only one that's got balls in here. And it's closest without going over, right? It's closest
Yeah.
without going over.
Here comes the 683.
You've got this,
All right.
Neil. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, all I gotta say is 9 and she's shot.
Not really. It's going to be 8.
Unless it's 8.
I bet $1. I bet $1. I'm in the showcase.
Go into the 20s. Be a man.
Come on, yeah.
27.
Nice.
27 schools are going to close tomorrow. You know why? Because it's Friday and the housefraus are going to want to go out shopping.
The Hausfraus?
So all the PTA people and all the others, listen.
That's
hold
Italian
the
German
feminism
talk.
down for a minute.
No, I don't know what that is.
The housefraus, you know the ones that in Long Island that the wives want to send out all the husbands to do the work while they just sit there?
Oh, the housewives.
Yeah. Well, housefraus out here.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never heard that before.
Housefraus.
Okay.
So,
Paul must live in a German neighborhood.
yeah, came from watching Kelly's Heroes the other day. But I'm going to say 27. I'm going to say 27 is my number. Oh, do we also want to bet on snow? How much snow is going to fall?
We might as well.
In inches? John says 0 still, right? You're saying there's going to be 0 inches on the ground.
No, schools are going to start out open. It's going to start out raining.
Wait a minute.
As freezing rain.
Let's do this very easily. A location here. The snowfall in
Mineola.
Westbury.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're
Westbury.
located out of Westbury.
7 inches
Okay.
7 inches in Westbury?
by the end of the day. Yeah.
3.4.
But you're saying that no schools are going to be closed?
He's hedging his bet. He doesn't know his bet.
Here it is. The schools are going to be open in the morning because it's only going to rain in the morning. It's going to turn to snow in the afternoon, and at that point, schools will be on their way home.
How much snow?
I'm going to say 5 inches.
5 inches of snow? Alright, so it's my final stand. I am going to say that there's only going to be in the Westbury area. I'm only going to say Here in Westbury, 6.2.
Oh.
6 points. I'll make sure I'm out in my backyard with my
because
decimeter.
we're going to get Weather Channel estimates on the snow.
Right.
And speaking of snow, it rhymes with time to go.
Yeah, which I don't have a pair of headphones on. So that's why Melissa
hear
and
music
John
in my head.
are telling me it's time to say goodbye to our friends.
I hear Casey and the
Bye.
Sunshine.
She's very excited. Why are you so excited about this song before we go?
Because I love it. Has anybody seen Zeus Biggle? Male Chiggle?
I have.
Oh, there's a visual that goes with this song. Oh, it's fabulous.
Good. We're going to go dancing later if it doesn't snow.
Later, I'm dancing now. John and I are dancing.
In the meantime, stay out of the snow. I will win all the bets. You know, we didn't even say what the bets are for.
A buck.
There you go. And stay tuned because we'll let you know what. Stay tuned. Like I'm having. You know, I still think I'm back at the other place talking about.
Don't touch that dial!
It's coming up next. All right. So stay safe in the snow, and we will see you next week with a full show, provided it doesn't snow again, or there's not another open house, or something else doesn't come along. So for Marissa and John and the Dancing Fool,
Hi.
good night, everybody, from Velocity Live.
This concludes Little Broadway
And don't forget to check out the website either. You know, I forgot.
Well, they're already there, so they're checking it out.
The hell with the fucking plugs. Good night, everybody.